Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Eternal Strands. So, the last thing I did was a side quest to upgrade one of my abilities, which apparently I can't examine right now, but it's the Arc of the Stricken. It increased the ensnaring ability to level 2, and now we're going to go on to our main quest line, which is the Tapestry. So, we'll see how that works, since last time we had somebody that was watching us. So, we're going to try to find out who that is. Let's talk to Laen right now, though. Or the codex compiling thing. Oh, I got an achievement for that. These codex compiler things apparently tell you the best way to fight things. So we'll see how those go later on. But let's get into the tapestry.
Here to brief? I like to know everything I can before venturing off to a new place.
Just beyond the forested hills of Glintwood Hollow lies the wetlands known as Dredger's Mire. Much like the Hollow, the Enclave prospected many of the raw materials needed for its ambitious constructs and projects from the Mire. Oh, it's no coincidence you found the Ark of the Stricken Earth near a collapsed mine. Likely, it was used for the excavation of minerals and metals before the surge. I believe the natural surroundings of the Mire were also rich in resources. The Enclave even settled a small village there known as Poldervale.
Which is where I might find that masked figure that was watching me.
It's possible. Regardless, do you have any questions before you head out?
The rest of the band seems mixed on whether chasing the Heart Strider was a good idea. Ask for her opinion.
Some of the others didn't seem so sure we should be trying to track down the masked figure. What do you think?
History demands we find them. If the masked figure truly is a Hearthsider, their stories and what they've lived through in here would be invaluable to our understanding of the Enclave and of the Surge.
Sounds like I'd better find them then.
Sounds like it's mostly uncultivated land. Wonder how dangerous the mire will be.
Apart from the village, it sounds like this is mostly untamed lands. In the expectation that it will be more dangerous than the Hollow.
I would expect so, yes. We've made camp in a way station that's pretty far from Denevron, and the Mire yet even more remote. Everything I've read says the deeper into the outskirts of the Enclave one ventures, the more wild and untamed the lands become.
You're saying my battle with the Great Ark might be looking like child's play soon?
Possibly?
The village sounds pretty remote. Ask for more details on Poldervale.
What can you tell me about Poldervale? It seems like it was settled pretty far from their capital.
Indeed. Though, when you take instantaneous travel through Loomgates into account, what constitutes a remote village changes. The village was likely settled to facilitate the prospecting of raw materials in the outskirts. Resources farmed here could easily be transported across the Enclave through the use of Loomgates.
That's it.
Thanks for the info, Laen. I think I'm ready to head out.
My pleasure. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I didn't have the biggest role to play in the Loomgate's repair. I'm not exactly handy with a hammer. But watching the band work gave me an idea for a new alchemical project. Its working name is a Loom Shard.
A Loom Shard?
Yes, it's a shard that could draw magic from a Loomgate and bring you back to camp safely, wherever you are.
How is this different from Aurea putting me back with the Scry?
Unaided, Aurea can only summon enough magic to bring you back safely, not all the valuables you might have collected on your expedition. Because this shard draws magic from the Tapestry, it can bring you back safely with all you've gathered.
Thanks, Laen.
Loom Shard. Lane's creation, the Loom Shard allows Brian to return to camp from anywhere in the Enclave. Takes time to activate, however, so use with caution. Use the Loomgate to go to the Glintwood Hollows. Yeah, so this must be how our fast travel station works for like checkpoints and stuff. The base camp's Loomgate allows instant travel to any other Loomgate you've activated. Look for other Loomgates around the world and interact with them to create a connection and allow quick return. Okay, so this indicates where we're at, and we got Glintwood Hollows, which you have epic encounters. It looks like it tells us our weather, what enemies are around, and what resources we can find. That will be useful later on.
Ready?
Let's do this.
Oh, it has that mechanic. Dodging just before landing from far high will cause Bryn to roll into the impact, reducing the fall damage. I'll have to remember that. I don't get why the world models are like that.
First trip through the Loomgate is a success.
Hopefully more trips to come, to new and exciting places.
Alright, so now we need to find the path to the Dredger, Mire, and Sodden Pass region. So where is our Sodden Pass region at? It's like it's all the way down here, so we'll go past the mine. Seems like traveling to the cave entrance would have been faster though, but you know, we gotta use the Loomgate, I guess. Ooh, that's a major frame drop right there. I already fought that guy twice, so we don't need to fight that guy until we can increase our campaign progress. Is our pass up this way, or is it going to be down below? Oh, we got some melee ones. I haven't run into melee guys yet. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay, this should take us to the Sodden Mire. get my butt kicked here. Jesus. And I know I got 2 invisible guys, but still.
The Sodden Pass. A fitting name for the road to the wetlands.
That's actually quite a big pass. Isn't that 2 out of 5 means there are 5 craftable collectibles that you can get here? Oh, I can parry an archer shot. That's cool. I think I could parry archer shots, but nice.
According to the maps, you're getting close to Dredger's Mire.
I'm guessing that doorway leads to Dredger's Mire. We're gonna actually go this way because it looks like there's a collectible over here. Delegation request. Regular scheduled correspondence from Don Brennan. Asked permission for a group of youngsters. Yeah, it looks like that was just it for the collectibles. I'm still at 2 out of 5. So I do wonder what that signifies, but we'll just head into our next area real quick. Continue on with our main quest, then I'll come back and explore some stuff later. Something flying out there. Oh, is that Drake?
I know you're excited to explore, but first things first. Use our Keyswatch with a Loomgate in the Mire, so that it's easy to return.
Right. I'll check the maps.
Oh, it looks like the Loomgate's right in center. It looks like an epic hunt for the Ashpeak Drake. Defeat the Ashpeak Drake hunting in Dredger Mire to collect the strands of its powers. So it looks like we might get a new magical power. And we have a companion quest that will come to new gear, but we'll keep on with the Tapestry and then do that when we do the return. But let's go connect the Loomgate. It should be just right up here.
Perfect. I can see the connection. We'll be able to come back whenever we'd like.
Without having to trek through all the mud.
The beauty of instantaneous travel. Keyswatches are an ingenious system for connecting Loomgates together.
search the village of Paldervale for signs of the mass Hearthsider. We got Paldervale, which is over to our left there.
This
like-
is Poldervale, but what happened? The village is completely frozen.
This can't be natural.
I think it's safe to say no one lives here. Where else could I look for a Hearthsider?
I can't quite remember why, but something tells me you should search for a watchtower. The maps indicate there may be some nearby.
Doubt security would be active if the village was vacated.
Just trust me on this. I've got some cross-referencing to do.
All right, Rin. You heard them.
Watchtower. Got it. Just like home. You're round a corner and a glacier's right next to it.
It's like he might have... No, he's still alive, just frozen. So we need to search for the watchtower and the Wern Roosts, which is going to be in this direction over here. I do need to get some more healing potions out. So hopefully one of these crates will help me with that. There's 3 little bastards here. That's one down. I really need something to pop out a health potion for me. There we go. As for a watchtower, I'm assuming it's that one right there is what they're talking about.
There's a watchtower ahead.
Found the tome I was looking for. It mentioned that Keyswatches were held by security in the Enclave's more remote villages. It ensured their Loomgates could be reconnected to more central locations if needed. Perhaps our Hearthsider won't be in the Watchtower, but a Keyswatch to Denevran could be.
Genius, Laen. Nice work.
Not what I wanted. Just want to get the collectible. I don't want to climb everything. Shipping manifest. Itemized discount market for an official seal. Okay, can't break that open. It does look like there's a collectible on the inside, though, so we're going to have to climb the tower. Oh, there's also is that a chest or a collectible over here? Oh, we got ourselves a nice chest. There's a collectible down there. Infested supplies. Hundreds of tiny pale fungi have grown here. Alchemical likely. Right, let's get back to climbing this watchtower here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a easy way in. That tells me the Drake's gonna mess up my day. Ooh, a flame bow. Nice.
According to this logbook, all the Keyswatches were removed from the Poldervale Watch a few years after the surge.
Strange.
But there was one Keyswatch that was borrowed and never returned by the mayor at his residence in Poldervale.
Perhaps it's still there.
It'll be tough for me to withstand the cold long enough to search for it.
The rest of the band could help you navigate that? Try discussing the challenge with a few of them next time you're at camp.
Looks like there's a chest up here. Oh, and a collectible. Abandoned polemic regarding operations in the Mire, the scaling observation. Ooh, that's 4 blue items. We're going to work on our inventory here. Drop that, drop that. All these ones we can drop pretty easily. That gives me the 4 slots for these 4 blues here. And then to figure out how to get actually into the chest at the bottom.
Another Drake.
This one doesn't seem as aggressive. Must not be rutting.
Should leave you alone unless you get close.
That's why it parked its way right in my way. I hope I can make it like a glider or a parachuter eventually. But we need to go to the mayor's residence of Poldover. And apparently the Drake wants to fight me now because of course he does. Or something fighting him. He's pretty injured already. No, sir. I don't want to fight you, sir. I didn't even get close. Oh, I should have rolled when I hit the ground. That'd be some way to get in there because there is a chest in there. But we'll worry about that when I run away from the Drake. If he'll let me run away. No, he's not, because of course, why would he? How do you like being lit on fire? You gonna chase me the entire time, or am I gonna be able to run away and disengage? Oh, got another collectible up here. Pitted axe head. Greenish orange in the way, only bronze tarnished. Okay, gladly it looks like we were able to disengage. Looks like I gotta run from fireplace to fireplace. Transit ledger. Okay, so that's not gonna work from this approach. There was a logbook in the watchtower. Oh, frostbite. Okay, so it looks like we'll need to actually go back to base, and then we can continue on with our tapestry quest. So we'll go do that real quick. And then it'll probably have us build some frost armor, the like. And we can inferior our inventory, so that'll be a boon as well. Alright, so let's talk to everybody that we need to talk to. So we'll just switch our quests over here real quick to Frostbite. So let's talk to Laen here real quick.
Hey, Laen.
Or Laen.
Got any ideas on how I might go about retrieving a Keyswatch from a frozen village?
I imagine long underwear might help.
Maybe an alchemical solution?
I'm teasing, of course. Drinking a frost shroud phial would do the trick. It makes cold temperatures much easier to withstand. I don't have the facilities to make one just yet, but perhaps you and Casmin could prioritize them?
I'll keep that in mind next time I have some supplies to spare.
So I could probably upgrade her station to actually get those working. Let's talk to everyone first. Frostbite.
So, we're hunting a rogue Keyswatch in a frozen village. When dealing with temperature, your magic can directly counteract it.
I'm guessing we fight frost with flame?
Just so. Like building a fire on a cold night, except much faster. And the night has teeth and talons.
Unfortunately, I don't have a flame strand yet.
It's a tall order, but defeating a Drake would allow us to weave a strand of its power.
Drakes and I are due for a reckoning anyway.
Spoken like a true point.
Now let's talk to Sola. We might actually go through all three of these processes just to show the differences between each of them. Or just, you know, super build frost resistance.
Sola, any thoughts on how I might go about withstanding cold temperatures while I search for the Keyswatch?
With the right materials, any design for armor could give you some resistance to frost magic and cold temperatures.
What kind of materials could I bring you?
A Kala hide would do the trick for one.
There are plenty of those prowling in the outskirts. Thanks for the insight.
Alright, so we completed the Frostbite side quest. You know, we might as well do both of the companion quests since we're here. Let's, what was that quest called again? That was, something Unearthed. No, he's got the Weave Strand quest, which... I'm not seeing it, actually. What is this about, sir? Oh, no, that's just my powers. Okay.
My darling, I suspect the way the light filters through the Enclave's veil makes you look more luminous than ever.
Stop. It'll go to my head.
Should I come back later? I didn't mean to interrupt you two.
Sorry, Bryn. Sometimes we get lost in our little world.
But since you're here, I was actually hoping to speak with both you and Sola.
Oh?
I don't know if you know this, but my wife is an extremely talented smith who was apprenticed under a variety of world-class teachers.
Well, a revolving door of mentors doesn't exactly facilitate the most stable education, especially when one of them drops dead in front of you.
Oh, details. You've made more of your varied experience than most could glean from a lifetime. Anyway, I know you always hoped to further your education with the Tarmakine Smithing School's techniques. So, I asked Laen to look into whether or not any Tarmakine smithing was ever practiced here in the Enclave.
Oh, doll. You shouldn't have. It's sweet, but there are other priorities.
What could be more pressing than helping my wife fulfill her lifelong dreams? As luck would have it, there were Tarmakine smiths here before the search.
Really?
Perhaps our daring point might be able to keep a lookout for anything those smiths might have left behind.
I mean, if it's too much trouble.
Of course. I'd be happy to help.
Perfect. I'll leave you to discuss the details.
Anything in particular I should look for?
The Tarmakine smithing techniques are exceptionally complex, and as such, pretty rare across the Maida.
I've actually found one of those. It was on top of the waterfall in the first area.
It might be too much to hope for anything close to a completed armor set, but prototypes or even notes pertaining to the style would be useful. I'd take anything you can find.
You might be in luck. I found a schematic. Is this what you're looking for?
Yes. This schematic is for a Tarmakine helm.
Could we forge a helm using the schematic?
Unfortunately, the schematic isn't finished. But sometimes smiths will create a prototype alongside their designs. If you found something like that, I might be able to forge the helm.
Okay. Actually craft and look for some cold resistant armor. By the looks of it, we don't have any like significant cold resistant armor off the top here. But I do believe you can just use these to actually craft a cold resistant armor increases. Yeah, so I'll give it +6. So we can actually make a significant cold resistance. So I think that's what we might do here. But let's actually go try the potion thing first, because I think we can upgrade our place. Yeah, so she costs 20 to upgrade, so let's salvage resources and work on that. Resist vials, frost shroud blue and flame shroud orange vials provide strong resistance or shrouding from their namesake conditions, meaning a flame shroud potion will make a Brienne highly resistant to heat. Resistance lasts only a short period of time, but is very strong. These vials will automatically refill on each return to the band camp. Alright, we got that done, so let's actually go see if we can make these potions and then go search for the mayor's place. Oh, looks like we have a Loomgate codex as well. Did we just auto-craft those, or...
Laen, you seem lost in thought. Settling in all right?
Oh, Bryn. Yes, I am. And you? I notice you've been keeping to yourself. I'm the first person you've spoken to since we arrived at camp.
You did? Are you spying on me?
Oh, of course not. It's my vocation to observe. Not just you, everyone. In fact, if you'd like, I can tell you a little about the others. You are newer to our band, after all.
So it's like I can ask about everyone. But we're kind of on our quest line, but if I skip this, I might miss out on this dialogue here. So we'll actually go through this real quick. Still pretty new to the Leaf Banders, that's Leon how I fit in.
Given that I'm the newest member, how do you think I fit in?
It speaks volumes that Aurea trusts you with taking over the expeditions this soon.
And I like to learn about the world and its characters, so...
I would have thought Casmin might take over in this interim period instead of you.
Casmin?
Up until about 6 months before you joined, Aurea was training her to become her replacement as point. It was going well, then out of nowhere the training ended, and Aurea began searching for a new point. I don't know if it was Aurea's decision or Casmin's, but either way, I suppose it's all for the best. You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Casmin hasn't been the most welcoming towards me. I wonder if she could be upset that I'm the new point.
Knowing Casmin, if she has a problem with you, it won't be long before she confronts you about it.
Ah, great.
The band seems to operate like a tight ship, ask them how it is run.
I've traveled with the Weaver Band before, but it wasn't quite as functional as this. What makes this one run so smoothly?
The obvious answer is Aurea. Not only is she a strong point and leader herself, but her mother is one of the most famous enchantresses of our time. She's grown up surrounded by excellence.
Wow. Still, it sounds like a lot to live up to.
If it is, Aurea makes it look easy.
You said Aurea is the obvious answer to this band's success. Is there a not-so-obvious answer?
Ah, yes. While Aurea runs the field, when it's time for the caravan to move, it's Casmin who takes over. She used to be a quartermaster on the docks of Don Brennig, facilitating relief efforts for the Udean Federation. With the speed she can pack a caravan, it's no wonder that Aurea trusts her to take over when it's time to move.
Magical research is integral to any Weaver band. That's how it progresses within ours.
Before joining, I knew Aurea's band was renowned for its top-notch techniques in weaving. Why do you think that is?
Ah, to keep a point's expedition gear competitive, you need a smith and an enchanter working in perfect harmony. And there's never been a pairing more harmonious than the union of our enchanter, Dan, and our smith, Sola.
They are sweet together.
Did you know Sola is descended from nobility in the Sansa Empire? Shame her family lost their fortune, though I suppose that's why she's so down to earth.
Are both Dom and Sola from Sansa?
No, no. In fact, Darm hails from Renland, where magic is completely forbidden. I often wonder if Darm's fascination with enchanting would be as obsessive if magic wasn't dogmatically kept from him as a child.
Sev joined just before me, as it was common for the Sweet Band to take on apprentices.
Sev is relatively new to the team too. Has Sola taken on smithing apprentices before him?
No, she's never had an apprentice before. I don't know how he came to be her apprentice either. No one seems to.
That's a little odd, isn't it?
Not really. Typically, Ram are very secretive, culturally speaking. Sev may remain an enigma. I wish he would open up, though. I'd like to learn more about his people.
I didn't come over to talk about the other Weavers, ask Laen about themselves as a person.
Laen, offering insight about the others is nice, but I came here to talk about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Tell me about yourself.
There's not much to know, really. I suppose I'm the typical third child to a second son of a patriarch of a minor mercantile house in Judea.
What?
I've enjoyed the experience of growing up in a family embroiled in feuds so long-standing that no living relative can recall inciting incidents firsthand. At a young age, scholastic endeavors became my escape from the familial turmoil until I could finally leave home, and so on and so forth. Nothing but a classical presentation of third child issues in a Judean mercantile family.
Right. And how are you feeling since we entered the Enclave?
Truthfully, I'm not sure. Nothing's really wrong, but never mind.
You sure? Whatever's on your mind, I'm happy to listen.
Yesterday, entering the Enclave in our lifetime seemed impossible, yet today, here we are. It strikes me as an opportunity that was profoundly easy to miss. That's all. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Okay, so we learned more about the world and, you know, some of the countries out there. But, all right, let's, let's see if I go out into the world if I have those potions on hand. Because it didn't seem like I could craft any with her, which is kind of weird, I feel like. Okay, so it does look like the consumer belt has those already attached. So that's good. So we'll just go in there and use those and try to find the mayor's palace. Looks like there's also 2 Loomgates in this area, so I'm sure we'll find that out eventually. I kind of wanted to get all that talking out of the way, just in case if I skipped it with that little check mark, we would have lost some information.
The air's thick, almost sour. What's happened?
This can't be natural.
This is exactly what happened to Tarza after the surge when all the aeroliths failed. It must be something like that.
Do we use the arrow keys to change potions, or how? The Q changes my magic. Let's go into our control scheme real quick here. Actually, I need the actual control scheme, please. Probably in options, I'm guessing. So how do we switch potions? X and Z changes. Oh, C is the potion wheel, though. So we'll consume this. He goes frost resistance for quite a while here. And then we should be able to run through.
There's no way this is natural. Feels like frost magic.
So we have this right here.
Got the Keyswatch. And unfettered access to the Enclave's capital.
Amazing, Bryn.
Denevron awaits.
Okay, so now I need to return to the camp. Okay, so all I need to do was upgrade that to level 2, and we could craft a potion. Yeah, this is like the death mist stuff, so we're just gonna return to camp. And then we'll see where this takes us.
Impressive, Bryn. We're on our way to Denevron. Thanks to you.
Everyone helped. I just did my part.
In a well-run band, everything takes teamwork, that's for sure. But don't downplay your role in this. Since you've been Crisis promoted to Point, we've felled a great arc, restored a construct, and now we've got access to the Enclave's capital. Not everyone could accomplish what you have, let alone in our current circumstances. In fact, most would crumble under the pressure.
Might have crumbled a bit at times, to be honest with her. I'll take the compliment, thanks, Aurea. I'm nothing without the band behind. Emphasize others' contributions. We'll be team player with this one.
Don't get me wrong. I know I'm doing good here. But honestly, having just left a band that fought and backstabbed one another, I really appreciate the level of teamwork that went into this. The others are lifting me up, and I don't take that for granted.
That's good to hear. I know they're as impressed with you as I am.
Thanks, Aurea.
Now, enough talk. You've got a city to explore.
Alright, so we complete our Tapestry quest. There's a couple crafting things that I do want to look at, and then we got that Arch Drake that we can fight too. Oh, it looks like there's this something on Earth quest too, and we got Ashpeak Drake. But like how this episode structures are going, I'm going to try to keep them to one main story mission per episode so they don't get too long, or a main story mission comes up and it takes a couple hours. But yeah, so I think we'll end this one here. In our next one, we shall actually go do the side quest for something unearthed. We'll look for a smithing prototype, which I think is a helmet. And then we will also fight the Ashpeak Drake to try to get the firepower, because I'm considering that they're going to give us the fire magic. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And on our next one, we'll be we'll be doing something on Earth, and then I'll probably have a boss fight of the Ashpeak Drake as a separate thing in that path. And then we'll be back to our main story quest on the Lost City. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, later, everybody.